Kia ora, my name's Josh Haythornthwaite. I'm part of Grace Vineyard Beach Campus. I've been part of this church since 1992. So Mum and Dad brought me along here when I was 3. My brother Sam was 1. And it wasn't called Grace Vineyard Beach Campus then, it was called New Brighton Baptist. Then it became Seaview Christian Centre and then became part of Grace Vineyard. Mum and Dad still come along here. Myself and my wife still come along here, and now we bring our 2.5-year-old Isaac along as well. Yeah, we've been here all the way through. We've been here when it was pink walls and purple carpet, and also when the rooms just leaked when it rained. None of these projectors and stuff, it was overhead projectors. I also remember Mum being involved in things like prison ministry and Sunday school, Dad mucking in whenever he could in the kitchen and doing the jobs around the place like painting and cleaning and knocking out walls to put new toilet blocks in and that kind of stuff. Just before the earthquakes happened, I remember the conversations beginning about what was going to happen to this church with declining numbers, and all us young people used to go to Grace in the evenings to the night services there. So I think we kind of started this connection. And right before the earthquakes, I think the year before, this joining of our two churches happened. And I think it happened at the exact precise time that it needed to happen, because as we know, the Grace building on City was unusable. But here in Brighton, in the heart of the east side of Christchurch, there was this amazing facility available to serve the community. I remember Grace setting up the outreach just up at the Roy Stokes Hall, just a couple of 100 metres that way, and how many hundreds of families came through to collect food and resources during the earthquake time. And just the blessing that this place was able to be to this community. And over the last 20 years, that has just transformed in this place. We've got a cafe here now where people can gather during the week, and we've got the new Seafield building over the road that can cater for hundreds of young people. And also, I started my Te Reo Māori learning journey over upstairs at Seafield in this facility that just didn't exist in Brighton before. So how amazing is that? As this place has changed, it's been able to serve more people. So through my teenage years, I got involved in Youth Alive Trust. The guy running it at the time rang me one day and asked me if I'd come down and be a leader through the holiday programs. It was interacting with 40 to 50 primary school age kids for 5 days during the school holidays, exposing them to the gospel alongside playing games and doing arts and crafts and that kind of stuff. So that was certainly my first time serving in the church, and it was fantastic. So through this time, I developed some really, really great friendships with a number of people who I'm still in contact with today, and a number of us made decisions about our own faith during that time. I'm from a Christian home, but a number of my friends are not. Yeah, I remember James Ridpath baptised me here in this church, in this building. For me, it's really important that I walk into a room and I know people in this church, and certainly the people coming to this church have changed over the 20 plus years that I've been part of this church. But I want that for my son. I want Isaac to be able to come into this place and know people. Just like I want him to be able to walk out onto the street and know the people that live around him. I'm sure my mum and dad wanted that for me. I certainly want that for Isaac. I want him to be part of a dynamic church that is growing, that is receptive to change, that is challenging ideals, that's not stagnant. And that's certainly what I've experienced, and it's certainly what my folks experienced. Even doing things like painting the walls of this building, doing things like knocking down the concrete cinder blocks in the old toilet areas, and laying carpet at midnight in this place. It's changing the physical constructs of this place, but it's certainly creating a place where people can make connection. But also I see that as part of Brighton's legacy, as part of Christchurch's legacy, that there's Grace has expanded and become part of the fabric of Christchurch. So just like I want Isaac to go out on the street and to know people, I want to go out on the street and know Christians. And I want to go out on the street and know that he could make a difference in Effingham Street or in Brighton or in Christchurch. Yeah.